morning and welcome to the VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, the 12th of November. Morning, Paul. How are you?
Pretty good, thank you. Pretty good.
Okay. Actually, I'll tell you, it's just an interesting comment about the market in general today. Nothing to do with mining, but SSE, one of our FTSE big energy companies, has announced today a 2 billion fundraise, and the stock's jumped 10%. You often see that with a fundraise, do you? This is extraordinary markets at the moment. Very impressive. They have got just about every bank in the world trying to do this fundraise. But yeah, interesting. Anyway, I thought it was interesting anyway. Sorry if you're listening, you didn't think it was interesting. Right, Paul, let's go straight into mining. Let's do a few of our favourites a lot today, actually. Very quickly, Panthera Resources, as you know, it's a litigation case against the Indian government. They've announced today that they're going for an OTC markets quote. The reason for that is very simple, is that Mark Bolton, the CEO, is doing a lot of marketing out in America on this story and getting a lot of traction, I believe, but they want an easy way to deal in it because it's so complicated trying to deal on AIM when you're in America. And this will allow Americans to buy into the stock. Currently trading around 22p. We at VSA have a price target of 80p, and I personally think even 80p is conservative for what's going on in this company. So all the right sort of things going on. Also, another one which we talked about an awful lot recently, Paul, but they've done some more, or they've given us more of an update on their drilling and metallurgy, and that is Strategic Minerals and their Redmoor Cornwall Resources project. Do you want to comment on that?
Yes, that one in particular. They also talked about the metallurgical work that they've got underway as well there for the Redmoor project, and they've just it's just the stage one completion for how much of the mineralization can they separate from the waste rock, or what's called the Killis in this part of southwest England, and that shows about flotation would have a mass recovery of about 44% and metals recovery of about 94% on tungsten, 95% on tin, and 91% on copper. So that would result in cutting the amount of rock to otherwise have to treat by about half in total. So that's with a 2 times upgrade on total concentrate. So that's a very encouraging first sign there. They are continuing the test work in order to come up with a separate to see whether or not the production profile would have separate copper, tin, and tungsten concentrates. But for the time being, at least, it says they should continue to look at this specifically. And
Yeah,
the
I mean,
drilling.
that 94% for tungsten is very high because tungsten is sometimes very difficult to get high recoveries, isn't it, Paul?
Yes, that's right. And the pictures they've shown in the core from this latest drilling, which is just about finished now, they've demobed rig one, and rig two is on its last hole. They're showing very coarse tungsten in the core, which is, of course, the more coarse it is, the easier it is to liberate with high recovery.
You do love a little bit of core, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, anyway, also just, I mean, look, it's interesting you mentioned about the drill rig getting to the end of their drilling because it was a campaign till the end of the year. Very keen to try and get hold of that drill rig, keep it down in Cornwall and do more drilling. And I know that at Tamar we would like to be able to take on that drill rig. Must go and have a talk with Strategic Minerals, see if we can keep it. And obviously Tamar, for what it's worth, I mean, we do mention it quite a lot here because I do think it's absurdly cheap in comparison. Because somebody keeps selling like £50 worth of stock. And I have actually this morning been talking to the market maker, Winterfloods, about this. And of course, it's retail sellers, they're called XO or something, coming out of a platform, and the market maker has to take the stock. But of course, it's not a line that's big enough for all the buyers we've got lined up. And they say, well, you just got to leave an order to buy it, Andrew. It really is, I think, unfortunately, the market maker system doesn't always work perfectly reflecting the right price. But anyway, if anybody wants to talk more about that, probably best to talk that offline. Right. Little bit of news today, Paul, out of Empire Metals, which has probably been one of our top performing AIM exploration companies. What was that?
Yes, Empire Metals. This is the outfit that has this sandstone-hosted mineral sands discovery there out in West Australia, and they have announced they've begun a 1,000-meter, 10-hole diamond drilling program on the Thomas prospect within that Pitfield project. And this is essentially to do some infill work on the central high grade portion there that had previously been discovered in order to get some more core for metallurgical testing, as well as further confine just how much of this high grade portion do they have to work with.
Very good. And also a little bit of an update from Atlantic Lithium, which obviously was one that people were talking about all the time. It's gone a little bit quieter, but we still keep an eye on it. What's that one, Paul?
Yes, that one. We're down to the final hours here. It's make or break. The mining license application is now before the Ghanaian Parliament for ratification, and that would essentially be the final clearance for them to give the FID then spending approval in order to proceed with construction of the Awoya spodumene deposit. That session had actually commenced some weeks ago, and they're just anxiously waiting to hear what the reply might be to this ratification request at Parliament.
All right. Anything else, Paul?
That's all for me.
And that's all from me. Back tomorrow. Thank you.
Very good.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.